let's just look back at your journey. You know, it's been a wonderful journey for us as viewers, as fans, you know, watching your movies up until today. How would you look back and describe your journey?
Well, it's a very fulfilling journey that I've had. I've been working with us, 45 years now. And I've had my ups and downs in my two phases of my career. One was the romantic phase, you know, where I just only sang songs and chased women around the trees.
Yeah.
And ran over just singing songs. And thereafter, in my second phase of a character actor, that's when, you know, I started getting good roles and, you know, started doing some good character roles. And that's been very satisfying. And I'm very happy about that.
Well, we're so happy to have you here. Now, Khullam Khulla is the idea of the shows, and of course,
It's the name of my book.
Yes, I was just about to say your autobiography, in which you are. It's a very honest account of your life.
Well, thank you, and that's the way it should be. If you're going to be writing a book, you got to be downright, you know, truthful and very honest.
Yes, absolutely. And I think there are some people who do write autobiographies, but it's very selective with what they write.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying anything.
Well, we like it the way it is. The honesty, that's what you are associated with, honesty. Now, you know, you speak about, in the book, you speak about, you know, the phases that you've gone through, whether it was kind of like the bratty, arrogant kind of attitude that you had after the success of Bobby. You know, you've also spoken about the depression that you went through after the failure of Girls. You know, your shortcomings.
No, Girls was not a failure. It had not achieved what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then later on became a cult film.
And you know, you spoke about the shortcomings as a parent, or you know, the quarrels that you've had professionally as well. What was the idea behind writing this book?
Well, you just said it. I had to, you know, kind of write a book. Firstly, none of the Kapoors have written a book on themselves, by themselves, sorry. A lot of books have been written about them, but not an autobiography. My grandfather didn't, my father didn't, and both of my uncles didn't. So I thought for myself that's very important to actually talk about things which I have, you know, gone through. You see, you must understand, I've been in the limelight since a kid, because I was born in a family of actors. My whole ambiance, my environment, the whole family was only films. The talk was only films. So I've grown, you know, in film industry, so to speak. And I did mention nepotism, you know, about which people, you know, normally say, okay, you know, he's son of somebody or he's a daughter of somebody and he's bound to be working in films. And I don't think that's very true, because actors are chosen by the people itself, the public itself. It's not you self-impose yourself like you would otherwise in any other. You know, if you were an owner of a mill or a factory, so you know the boss would normally have his son take over the charge of that. But it's not so the case in films. And I'm happy to say that my father was the original star son. He was Prithviraj Kapoor's son. And Raj Kapoor was not there because of only Prithviraj Kapoor. I'm not there because of only Raj Kapoor. And happily saying so that Ranveer is not because of Rishi Kapoor. So we've all ourselves carved a niche, or rather made a little bit of whatever we could in our films through our work, through our whatever I can say. And I'm very grateful for the audiences to have been, you know, given me all that love.
And do you feel, you know, you've mentioned nepotism here. Do you feel that Ranbir Kapoor, like he has his own set of struggles, and that the time that, you know, Hindi cinema is in right now, it's a completely different phase as to what it was several years back?
You see, these are ups and downs, and times change and times go. It doesn't worry anybody, and everybody has to go through the what do I say, that same kind of a journey, and that's quite all right.
It's okay. Now, your upcoming movie, 102 Not Out, which...
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about that, because the trailer is so adorable. It's
you know, that's not the trailer. That's a teaser. It's just a teaser of a minute. The trailer will be out sometime next month, or probably end of the month.
Okay.
And we release the film on the 4th of May. And I'm looking forward to the film, though I haven't seen it, but I've, you know, completed the film. And I must add that this is my sixth film with the Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, and I'm happy to again collaborate with him after a lapse of 27 years.
I know.
Our last movie was Ajuba together.
Amazing.
And we've made what? Kabhi Kabhi, Amar Akbar Anthony, Naseeb, Coolie, and then on what? Ajuba, and then now 102 Not Out.
So just talk to us a little bit about that film. What is it about?
You know, it's fundamentally it's a father and son story. But what is unusual about it is that the father is 102 years of age and the son is 75 years of age.
That's
and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag and tell you what the whole story is about, but I think it's a very endearing film. It's a film that you will identify with, you'll empathize with the emotions. I've had great fun making the film. I'm sure Mr. Bachchan has also would voice my opinion, and we're looking forward how the audiences react to this film.
And what would you say, the kind of roles that you are choosing now, how would you describe that?
I've never had this kind of phase in my complete career. I'm getting a lot of, very good characters to play on screen. Like I have another film just after 102, it's called Mulk.
Okay.
And then I have a film very, very oddly called Rajma Chawal.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a film called Rajma Chawal, which I'm looking forward to as well. All my films I look forward to.
Yeah.
As I've enjoyed making them, and they're all in different phases of completion, and they will release gradually. So how would I analyze myself? Well, I'm having great fun. I'm enjoying all characters, and I hope you are too.
Of course we are, absolutely. Now, you have a million stories to tell, so many stories. Like, time is just not going to be enough today, and even on Saturday as well at the Meridian Grand. But what would you say is your fondest memory of Shammi Kapoor ji?
Well, Shammi uncle. I remember, my elder brother, Ranveer, and myself, we used to be big chamchas of my chacha. And where we lived, there were all jungles around there. It wasn't a very developed place, and my dad and Shammi uncle were neighbors. And what Mr. Shammi Kapoor used to do on a Sunday is that he would drive his jeep by his legs, and in one hand he used to have his gun, and on the other hand he had a bottle of beer.
Right.
And we two brothers used to be, the what do you call, the so-called chamchas right behind him, and he used to take us through all through the jungle, and he used to actually hunt.
Right.
And be a very, a soft hunter, nothing so. But we loved his style, we loved his films, and Shammi uncle then, of course, he was such an impactful actor. He was a different kind of an actor. He brought, the style in cinema. He brought singing on screen the way he did. Nobody has ever done, and nobody will, shall also, the way he did it. And there are so many stories of Shammi Kapoor. I can just go on, and that's the way he was. The rebel star, the original rebel star.
Yes, absolutely. Now, in the book, I'm just going to go back to your book, Khullam Khulla. Now, you give Neetu ji a lot of credit for putting up with your moods, and you say your marriage has been filled with a lot of ups and downs. I believe, and from one of your interviews, which I have seen, you've mentioned that you didn't celebrate your anniversary one year because you had this argument or you were upset with each other. What was the story behind that?
I don't know if I didn't celebrate any anniversary of mine.
It was in the interview with Rajiv Masand that I saw.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's an anniversary. See, listen, we are like normal people. We have the arguments, we have our fights, we love each other. All these things happen, and it happens with everybody, And not that I remember that there was any anniversary or any birthday celebration that I missed out. But like I said, we are normal people, and we also live normal lives. It's just that you people, see us as something else on screen, but that's make-believe stuff.
Okay. And Ranbir Kapoor, in your book as well, he touched upon, your relationship with him and how how you guys don't have a relationship of, pick up the phone and just ask each other how you're doing sort of thing. Post the release of the book, has that changed at all?
Oh, well, why should it? Because that's the way he is and that's the way I am. And to be honest, there has been there is a wall, there's a glass wall between us. I can see him, I can see him, but I can't touch him because, that's the way I was with my father. Now you call it good, bad, indifferent. I mean, that's the way it has been. Ranbir also is of the same opinion. He respects me, loves him. Not that I never respected my father. I loved my father, respected him. But some of the other, I am not the type of father who would be at a slapping his son, that kind of a father. I maintain a decorum, I maintain tradition, I maintain some kind of, a little bit of distance. I mean, I have a drink with my son, but he would never smoke in front of me. I don't see these things as, mark of respect. But, we are inclined to sometimes show this kind of respect and love for our elders. Perhaps I'm wrong. Maybe I've also said that I may have been wrong. Maybe I should have changed. But then life is like that, and I don't see Ranbir not loving me. I love Ranbir as much as he does. And we're living lives much this way.
And in terms of his film choices, do you have any kind of discussion with him? Or
no, I don't interfere in his choice of films. I don't even have a say, because my father didn't. In my career, I mean, I always say that I'm his father. I'm not his secretary. I don't choose his films. He does everything what he likes, and obviously he's of that generation. Perhaps I may be a little one out. I would have never let him do Barfi, so to speak.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, imagine doing a role where you're deaf and mute and you don't speak and all that kind of stuff. But that's his choice, and he proved everybody wrong. He's a little off the curve. He never wanted to do films with a twisted baseball cap and a skateboard in hand, or he never wanted to do a film with 40 dancers. Suddenly they appear from nowhere and do films. When he started off films, he told his mother that I want to do films which will be of my age. I want to choose those kind of characters. Now, they could be right, they could be wrong, they could go wrong, or they could go right as well. So he opted for that, and I do admire his guts and the challenges he has taken for playing different roles. He has fallen flat in some of them, and he has scored in few of them, and that will be. Nobody has a 100% record as far as an actor is concerned. But he's enjoying himself, and he's loving it. Right now he's in Bulgaria, he's in Sofia, he's filming there, and my wife's going there tomorrow to meet with him. She's going to be there for the day, and then she'll be back, and he's making Brahmastra, and right now he has a film releasing called Sanju.
Yes, that is one of my most awaited films of this year. I cannot wait for that one.
Yes, I haven't seen anything of the film, but I did see the trailer, which is quite astonishing, and I quite liked it. I think the trailer should be out by this end of the month or whenever.
Amazing. We can't wait for that. Rishi Kapoor, thank you so much for joining us in the studio today. We really, really look forward to Saturday and to hearing more of your stories about yourself and the Kapoor family.
Thank you, Anushka. Thank you for having me over. Thank you, listeners. Have a great day, and I love you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.